Okay. Yesterday we had some very interesting videos, two videos for you, and they were about survival of your meat machine, right? This thing right here, which we all walk around in daily. Or survival of the meat machine, I should say, because this meat machine is corrupt. It is a temporary dwelling, and it only lasts so long. You know, we have to put off corruption and put on incorruption, right? So that's the whole idea, is to move on to the we need to level up. You know, we talked about the rapture and the second coming yesterday, the day before yesterday, with a couple of videos. Today's Monday, and there is no post-tribulation rapture. There is none. Okay, it's all pre-tribulation, and the fact that I told you that it's going to happen just before the Antichrist declares himself midway through the 7 years, that's not mid-trib. That is not. That is still pre-tribulation, because the Great Tribulation lasts 42 months. That's what Jesus said in the Bible. Jesus said it, Matthew 24. Okay. So halfway through the 7 years, Jesus, you know, the Antichrist says, I'm here, and he stops the sacrifices. Says sometime between now and mid-2027, the temple will either be rebuilt in Israel on a site that's near the I guess it's a mosque up there on the Temple Mount, or it will be built in the city of David, one or the other, sometime between now and then. Things are moving. Those people declared Trump the Prince of Peace. There's only one Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. Trump never denied being titled the Prince of Peace, right? He never denied it. He does know better. I'm not going to say he should know better, because he does know better. Trump is not a Christian. A lot of people will be mad at me for saying that, but he has often said that he does not need forgiveness. Okay? It's in interviews, okay? So don't send me hate mail. Now yesterday I got a couple of books here. Yee! Right? Roman Ritual, Rite of Exorcism, and another priest book here for exorcism. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. So, always a fun time here on L.V.I. Bushcraft and Survival, right? Talking about all the scary stuff. So, we did go through this in detail. Now, what we got to remember is that the rapture could happen anytime. It's imminent. Anytime between 2024, when certain things were done, you know, because they always like to do stuff, you know, in the middle of the night when we're all in bed resting, you know, or they go to other lands and do stuff and don't tell us. How many times have you seen hey guys, guess what? We're gonna all get together over here, and we're gonna sign some papers, and we're gonna tell everybody what to do. You know, I mean, some people say, oh, they always have to tell us what they're doing. You know, but they do everything surreptitiously. You know, under the table and smoke and mirrors, distraction over here, and then doing something over there. You know, and before you know it, it's done and past, and you just figured out what happened afterwards, right? We're still in these bodies. We're not, you know, we don't have eyes and ears on everything and everywhere. You know, this is why we're watching. We're all of us Christians who are called to watch. We're watching, right? Watchmen, watchwomen, watchers. We're all watching. And when we see something, we say something about it. You know, when it comes to biblical stuff. You know, I send stuff that I see that's interesting. I send it to a couple of different guys out there. And then whatever they do with it is up to them. They could either use it in their video channels, their Christian channels, or they can pass it on to the others that are out there. You know, the information goes around. You know, this is the way we all kind of, you know, we watch each other's stuff and send each other stuff. Nobody sends me anything, but I have had some discourse back and forth with two guys in this Watchman community. One guy quit watching his channel altogether because he has some moderator that's like a Nazi on his channel, and I tried to tell him about it, but nothing happened, and there was no response. So, you know, who's to say what's going on there? You know, I'm not gonna give you his name. Just let him go. Jesus will handle that situation. I had a very interesting time yesterday watching this video where this fellow, who I guess he's a preacher or minister, who's obviously educated, he was having a conversation with GPT or whatever the heck it is, AI, right? But he was giving it some specific parameters, and so forth. I'm gonna link that in the description box. That video, I'm gonna link that video in the description box. I'll find it and I will put it in the description box. But I also feel this is that AI is manipulated by Satan. Okay, I definitely believe this. Devils work through demons and devils. Devils are high-ranking demons, by the way. Demons and devils are working through AI and these chat GPTs and other Grok and other things like that. They are working through that, and admittedly so. Some of them outright admit it. Okay. You can believe things or not. It's up to you whether you want to believe or not that this could be a situation. Right. Now this conversation was very, very interesting in that the AI program admitted that it was designed to coerce the public. It is designed to bring the public under control through manipulation and so on. It's a nefarious program, as probably all of them are. Okay, AI is not good, so stop using it if you're using it. Okay, I'm warning you ahead of time. Stop using AI. This program admitted all these different things. It also admitted who's at the top: Schwab, Bill Gates, Soros, and another clown, I can't remember his name. But the usual suspects. But the AI program said that who controls them? It said Satan. Satan controls them. Is there anybody in between Satan and them? It said, it alluded that there was, okay, but it's under restrictions, okay. Now, here is something for the Christian community out there. Now, I don't have any way to do AI here. Well, I might be able to do AI on my computer. I'm definitely not doing it on this phone. This is not even my phone. My extended family, this is a loaner phone. So they give this to me to use. So I use it. It's not like I'm calling here and there and everywhere anyway. But I won't use AI on this telephone. Once AI gets into something, it's like a plague. Can't get rid of it, right? Now, one of the Bible programs that a lot of Christians use with the Blue Letter King James Version, I know some of the guys out there probably use that. I sent them an email. I said, you need to be careful. You need to be careful of AI getting into your digital. You need to segregate from the internet, or I don't know exactly how that Blue Letter Bible thing works, but a lot of Christians use it. And the thing is that anything that's digital can be manipulated by AI, right? Always make sure you've got a real copy of the Bible. Multiple copies, hopefully. Always be sure you have a real copy. And then you could do all your research on the digital stuff, but cross-reference it with your real Bible. Understand? Don't keep relying on that digital stuff, because that digital stuff could be corrupted. The New International Version has scriptures taken out of it. I've seen it. I've seen it online where people have pointed it out. Hey, this scripture's missing. Hey, that scripture's missing. It's all this new translations, My Bible is old. I use the Douay Rhymes Bible. Some people will say, well, that's a Catholic Bible. No. It is a Bible. It is a Bible that the Catholic Church used for a couple of 100 years. And then they use something else now. I don't know. But the thing is those were translated from the Latin Vulgate, cross-referenced with Hebrew and Greek. And it's older than King James. As a matter of fact, the Douay pertains to the Old Testament, and the rhymes, now these are in France, right? That pertains to the New Testament. And the King James Version actually referenced the Rhymes New Testament when it was being translated and formed up. Okay, so that gives you kind of an idea. But the Douay Rhymes was a word-for-word translation. Word for word. That's the reason why I use it. But I do cross-reference with King James Version also, because it's very popular. King James Version is a very popular Bible translation. They're both the Bible, okay? One has more books. One has more books. Martin Luther took some out. I'm against that. You know what? Even though I'm not a Catholic no more, I was a Catholic a long time ago, I'm against removing from the Bible, because if you read in Revelation, the end of Revelation says, do not take from this work and do not add to it, or else. That's a commandment from Jesus. So Martin Luther was wrong. It's the way it is. Nothing personal. Well, this video is done. I'm going to do one more video, and then I got to do some stuff, because I'm always working on stuff. See you there.